Good morning. This is Wealth Principle 15, the law of reciprocity. If you don't know what reciprocity is, a quick definition is you give something and somebody gives you something back. It's doing something and then the human nature, the desire to return the favor. So why do we use it in business? Well, especially if you're looking to get something from someone else. You know what? I forgot to hit record on this. Guys, you're about to hear this again. You ready? Good morning. Wealth Principle 15, the law of reciprocity. You must focus and utilize the law of reciprocity. Yeah, you like that? That's the second time I've done it this morning already. So the law of reciprocity is the giving to receive. Now, the secret is you don't want to give more than you're receiving financially. You do want to over-deliver and give more in other aspects. When the concept is collecting of money, you want to give something else. You don't give more money than you receive. So the law of reciprocity is a transfer. It's what alchemy is all about. It's taking something and transferring it into something else, gold, hence alchemy, or in our current day, currency. We want to receive more dollars. Who here wants to receive more dollars? Who here doesn't want to receive more dollars? Just being, clear. I want to make sure that I know I'm in the right room. Metaphorically speaking, the right room, because every single one of you is in a different room. Which, by the way, if you've got a cool background, I appreciate it. Trent, I got to ask, what is that? What? Did you paint that yourself?
No, actually, my wife's best friend, she is an artist, and we have a couple of her paintings there. She's amazing, and she does murals too. So,
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very cool. So I watch all of your backgrounds. I make fun of them. I call them out. If they're cool like Trent's, I'll say, yeah, okay, great background. I like that. If you're as productive as Ryan McDermott with your whiteboards back there, then I will make that comment as well. Look at all the whiteboards. It's empty though, so that's scary. All right, so law of reciprocity. How do we use it in business? Well, here's one example. Right now, you're all in a training that you paid how much for? It's okay to respond. Yep, I unmute your mics. You guys are good. This is interactive. How much did you pay for this particular Saturday training? In fact, I call it the free Saturday webinar. How much did you pay for this one, guys and gals? Zero. Not much. That's right. And so this is giving something away. Everybody understands that at some point, I want to collect more money, yes? Right. Which is why we all get along. We're all looking to gather more money. Well, our chosen process is we buy rental property, and then we take that rental property and we provide it to tenants, and the tenants go and then they go to work, and then they come back and they give us a percentage of what they worked for. Typically, it's about 30% of their income is what we're receiving. In some markets, it's 25%. Some landlords require a 1/4 rent requirement. We require 1/3. So as long as they're making 1/3 more, then that's what we're going to collect for rent. Actually, that's how we qualify whether the tenant is coming in either way. This makes sense? Everybody understands the 2/3 rule for rent collection? Yes? So, and for example, I'll go through it anyway, right? So if you're making $1,000 a month, then you could pay a rent of $300 a month, $330. If you're making $3,000 a month, you can pay a rent of $1,000. That's typically what people are making here in Fall River. That's the average income, $36,000, between $28,000 to $40,000. So we know that $1,000 rents are about what we can expect. Now, as rent increases, it's a function of what people are willing to pay. So sometimes people have to bring in partners in order to pay the rent, right? So sometimes you'll have households that are 2 people to catch up to Boston rents, for example. Most people in Boston are not living by themselves. They're living with roommates. Anybody experience that? For my local South Coast guys, you're not living in roommates, are you? No, because the income level is lower down here. Average rent is $900 in Fall River, Pawtucket. These markets are not as expensive. Up in Boston, average rent is closer to $2,000, $1,800 to $3,000. It's a little bit of a difference, but here's the thing. They're not really making more. They're just stacking more people into the buildings. Although their income is a little higher, but $1,000 extra a month is not going to make or break it. Does that make sense? At $1,000 a month, that's the additional amount of rent. So what they've done is they just combine more people and create households. People are very, very resourceful. Now what they're doing is they're giving some of their space in their house, right? Giving some of their space to somebody else. And that person is giving them, in return, money. Subleasing, right? House hacking. It's a form of saving. It's a basic form of rental. How it works, why it works. This is making sense. Excellent. So in your business, think about your business. Now we're gonna pull away from real estate for a little bit for everybody who has a business and has some sort of form of income. If your business is somebody else's business, pay attention to that. But you can also do this as well. So think about your business. Think about the things that you do every single day that you receive dollars for. Think about that activity now. Focus on it. The activity, the details, what it entails. What are you actually doing for that person? And think about it. And as you're thinking, notice you're actually doing something. There's some transfer of something. Sometimes it's not seen. Sometimes it's not felt. But something has transferred. Sometimes it's as simple as a little conversation, and that's what transfers the dollar amount. Is this making sense? You're recognizing these activities that you're doing daily that actually transfer the dollar amount. And last week we talked about the 80-20 rule, so do more of those. Write that down. Do more of those activities. But what I want you to understand is that you're giving something, and that's why you're receiving something. There is no get-rich scheme that doesn't involve giving. There's no, hey, I just want to get paid for being me, right? Unless being you gives value to other people, it's not possible. That we get that. We agree that this is the baseline for business. Something must be given in order to receive something else. Yes. Very good. We got an obvious room. The next part to it is, can you give more? Can you give more in your business currently? And landlords, will bring you back in. Landlords, real estate investors, can you give more in your business currently with the exact same clients that you currently have, and can you receive more compensation for it? If you can, write down in the chat box now what those activities are. I want this to be interactive. Morning, Tim. Morning, Ryan. I want this to be interactive so you can get value out of it, but not just you, everybody around you. What are some of those activities that you do daily to receive cash, and what can you do to increase that cash? For example, real estate investors, we know we get paid more. People are willing to pay more if they have a pet in the building. Have you heard of a pet fee? It is illegal in Massachusetts to enforce a pet fee, but it is not illegal to have pet-friendly apartments. You can have pet-friendly apartments which on the market go for more. They go for significantly more. They can go up to $200 more here in Fall River, which is a big jump. $100 more, $200 more, and you market your apartment for more, and people agree, yep, you know what? It allows Fido to come in, and Fido's a part of the family, or Bruce, whatever your dog's name is. Think about your dog right now and think, would you let him not be a part of the family for $100 a month? $200 a month? That's added value, right? It's giving something, giving permission. Do you see how nothing was done other than a concept, a perception was changed? Yes? There are other ways you can increase your rents and you can increase the value provided. Think allowing access to the yard, storage in the basement, storage in the attic, allowing parking spaces. There's work you can remove by allowing them to cut your grass, take out trash. We're transferring money, energy, concepts, but it's ways to increase. You're talking to motivated sellers. Who here is cold calling motivated sellers right now? Sending out mailers. I know Aaron Tatro is sending out mailers because I've received so many, and I love seeing your letters, Aaron. It just reminds me of you, brother. Amy McMurray, you make your calls? No. Well, you're going to. If Stephanie can't find the Zoom link, Ron, can you post it on my Facebook page? Excellent. Thank you, sir. Very good. You're the man. Thanks, Stephanie, for letting us know. Now, when you go to start your business, and for anybody who's starting a new business, who's jumping into real estate for the first time, there are things that you can do, free giveaways, free handouts, as it were, that will incite the sale, that will incite the beginning of the relationship. Because we're not always looking at the end game in the beginning, right? We do want to move to closing. We do want to move to, hey, acquisition. But in the beginning, the first sale has to be made is not a dollar transaction. It's actually, I like you. It's actually, I trust you. I believe in you. I want to work with you. And so the law of reciprocity starts such that if you give that little bit of trust, that little bit of like, that little appreciation, they have to return the favor. The law of reciprocity goes deeper than just, hey, I give you something tangible and you give me something tangible. It goes down to the emotional level. First, give away the desire to be with somebody, the liking of somebody. If you're in a relationship, love does not work. Hey, if they love me, they'll do these things for me, right? Married ladies and gentlemen, right? Been in relationships a long time, you understand that in order for you to receive more love from your spouse, you must first provide love, right? Do the thing that they see as helpful. Do the thing that they enjoy. We agree. We've seen that work. And then when you do that, they're happy and they do something for you later on. Not that that was the intent. It just happens, right? Mike Shine's laughing, so maybe that was the intent. Well, I wasn't talking that much later on, Mike. So think about in the relationship, the beginning stages of the relationship, right? Aaron is great at sending first contact, right? So mailers, anyone in here doing mailers? Pairing code, 5 love languages, and yes, pairing code also works. And so he sends a letter. Now his letter isn't just say, hey, I'm buying your house. It talks a little bit. It says, hey, this is what I'm doing. I love the city. I really like your property and I'd like to invest. There's compliments. There's rapport building. There's those little elements that work to build relationships. And it's just a call, right? Just an option to make a call. The next step further is Aaron could start sending out gift cards to restaurants, local restaurants. Aaron, if you send me a $20, $30 gift card to a local restaurant, I'll call you and potentially want to sell one of my properties. Just saying. But in all seriousness, send a little personal letter with it, right? That little extra compliment about the property, that little extra compliment about the person, or if you can get them on the phone, send the letter. Send the thank you letter for their time, thanking them for something that they'd already given that they didn't have much of a choice to give, but they did. Thanking them for their time. Now the law of reciprocity is such that they've received a gift after the call, and now they have to think about you, because that's really all you want in this transaction is for them to be thinking about you. And the more they're thinking about you, the more they're thinking, wow, this person's a good person, I really like that. I probably owe them a little bit more respect, a little bit more time on the phone next time, just a little bit more appreciation, because you know what they did? They appreciated me. They showed me some respect. They showed me respect for my time. They value the time that I spent on the phone. This is making sense, right? I'm not losing anybody here yet. This is still the beginning level of the law of reciprocity. We're going deep in it, and then we're going to come back to the obvious stuff. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you understand this is everywhere. It's in every single thing that you do. It doesn't matter how small what you give, as long as you give something, it accrues interest over time. Does that make sense? So, for example, you've heard the story of the elephant, right? The elephant has the chain around its leg when it's young, and over time you can take the chain. As the elephant grows, it's pulling and tugging against the chain, but as it grows bigger and stronger, it no longer pulls and tugs because it remembers early on that that's how it was. Well, with giving, the power of giving, it increases over time. The strength of it increases over time. The gift, is still in your mind, but the mind fantasizes. So the more it thinks about that element, the bigger that feeling becomes, right? Has anybody ever experienced something where somebody was just nice to you, and so later on you gave them this massive, out of proportion reward for that? Has anybody ever, like, over tipped a waiter or a waitress, or you had a great experience at the restaurant, so you over tipped the valet, like stupid money? Has anybody ever done that? Yeah. And what that is the law of reciprocity. They treated you with respect at the beginning, and something at that point said, yeah, you know what, I'm going to give them a good tip. But because they had a little extra time to let that settle, by the time you got out, you said, oh man, you know, what a great experience. You were in a more giving state. Does that make sense? As real estate investors, we're not talking about anybody handing us money. What we're talking about is trusting us enough to go with the transaction. They're giving us money in a different manner. Dorina, can we pull everybody in? Anybody who's sitting in the attendees area, you can pull them into the panelist area. I want to see their faces. I love seeing the energy. So we're talking about creating extra out of nothing, out of thin air, just by being a decent human being during the transaction. We're getting this? Not asking you to do more than you're doing exactly the same things you're doing. Just adding a little bit of care to them, just a little bit more touch, just a little bit more where you're giving more, or at least that's the perception. For you, you're a high energy person who just walking around is giving, right? Everything you do is yeah, of course I'm going to give, of course I'm going to give, of course I'm going to give you that smile, that compliment, that respect, that thank you for allowing me to be here, that thank you for the appreciation of the time that we're spending together. And for somebody who's not used to receiving that respect, not used to receiving that much free information, that free appreciation, that means something to them. So they say in life, it's not about getting more, it's about becoming more, right? Everybody in here is not looking to become a millionaire just for the dollar amount. It's for who it makes you become, who you have to become in order to become a millionaire. The person you have to become is a giver. The person you have to become is giving without effort, where what you're providing is effortless. The giving just happens, right? Does that make sense? To acknowledge someone, to see somebody in the room and get excited about seeing them is effortless when you genuinely care about seeing people. We've experienced that with certain people, right? Imagine now if we did that with everybody. Imagine what your life would be like if you saw somebody and every time you saw them, it was like the first time seeing them. It was like, oh my God, like it's you. It's so great to see you again. I know I saw you yesterday, but today we did it again. This is amazing. It's happening, right? For the people who saw me last night, was I not excited to see you all? Of course I was. Of course, these are my people. I feel the energy as soon as I see them. I'm like, yes, energy, relationships, right? When Trent walked in the room, I was like, dude, it's Trent again. I saw Ryan McDermott. He was the first one in. I was like, Ryan. Ryan McGovern, first one in. Ryan McDermott snuck in afterwards. And as soon as I saw his face on the camera, I was like, dude, sharp. I love it. Every single one of you, right? That's why we're pulling you into the room right now. Melanie, how are you? Good to see you. I love the beach background. Mario, my man, Roger, John, text Doug to 64600. What's going on? So we got another one of our coaches in the room. Doug McGurk, good to see you, brother. You can do these little things, right? Amy, how does it feel when I call you out? Look at the smile on Amy. Amy McNamara, see it?
It was good. I was glad that you checked in on me and were seeing what was going on since I've, been MIA for a while. So, hi everyone. It's great to see you all, and I'm happy to be here.
Good to see you too, Amy. So Amy is not just one of our students, she's also in our real estate team. And she's in our Maverick Mastermind. So she's got the same coach as me, same coach as Terry Wager. And so we're a family, and I had seen her drop off for a little while. About a month went by, and I just shot her a text and said, Amy, what's going on, right? How are you? And she gave a little sentence, and I jumped on the call. And she knows I don't jump on the call for anybody. But Amy's close. She's somebody who I want to make sure is successful. Her and her husband, we're intertwined in so many different levels that if I don't make that extra effort, then it would bother me, right? They're, what are you guys, 21, 24? Young. 24. Thanks, Mario. So she can't unmute herself, but right, taking that little extra step, we were on the phone for almost an hour, but it was a valuable hour. It was something that for her, I know moved her forward. That's giving beyond the level that you have to. But what I see on the other side of that is Amy's a champion, right? She'll be running some massive parts of our company. And I have her on my vision board here as running 100 people under her. So it's small little things with the people who matter the most, right? Spending time with my coaches, spending time with my mentorship members, spending time with everyone in this room. 57 of you are in here because you're looking to grow. You're looking to develop. This is the 52 weeks of wealth. 52 wealth principles, millionaire wealth principles. You're not in here for no reason. This is real estate investing. This is marketing, finding deals. You're not normal people. You're in here looking for more. You're looking for the most expensive product this country makes. Find something else. Find something more expensive than real estate. Even our cheap stuff is more expensive than a Lamborghini. Does that make sense? There is nothing more expensive on the planet than real estate, and each and every one of you says, not only do you want some of it, you want a lot of it. You're not just looking to buy enough for you, you're looking to buy enough for other people, right? You want more. This group wants more. You're in a room right now full of people who want more. That's one of the coolest places to be. This is why I love hanging out with you every Saturday. Law of reciprocity. Imagine if you were giving more. Imagine if you just gave a little more, one little change, one smile extra. Imagine if it was, instead of one smile extra, it was every time you saw a human being, you smiled. You just saw eyes sticking out of somebody's head, and you think inside that is some magical creature that could change somebody's life if I just gave them this one smile, right? Inside that person, if I just gave them that compliment, it could be what spurs them to compliment somebody else, or to be nicer to their spouse, or nicer to their kids, or nicer to their colleagues, or nicer to their business associates, or nicer to the people who work for them. If it just started with that one smile, and then you gave that one compliment, and then you shook their hand or high-fived them, or a COVID situation where you give them the thumbs up, the elbow. Thanks, Trent. Give them the elbow, or something to inspire in them that things are okay. Things are getting better. In fact, whatever they were, they're getting fantastic. And spreading that little piece of energy, they're gonna remember. I remember, and I'm going back to being younger. I remember there was this one girl at Walmart, and I had no romantic inclination towards her, but there was a girl who every time she saw me smiled. And I remember thinking, God damn, that feels good. All right, it's just like, whoa, like. And it changed something in me that said, from now on, every time I meet somebody, I'm giving them that, right? Like, I just remember I was 16 years old or 17 years old, and I remember working there, and every time she'd see me, it would be a smile, and I remember that feeling because I was not romantically interested. But another human being that I was not romantically interested in, smiling at me, gives you experience. Is that, everybody can think of an experience like that? Giving a little more of that is the basic beginning to being a decent human being, right? This is one of my mentors, Dave Heber. He says it all the time. He said, just be a decent human being. Just, if you want to be successful, be a decent human being, right? Just treat people with respect. When you think about them, let them know you thought about them. Shoot them a text. Get on the phone and make the phone call. If you're feeling like something in somebody's house, because everybody goes on appointments, everybody's going into the houses of the sellers that they're talking to, or they're sending agents out. When you're in their homes, or your agents in their homes, you want to find what that person likes. You want to find their personality. Who is this person? What are they doing? What do they like? What are they doing in their property, in their lives? And if you can find family, talk about it. If you can find a hobby, talk about it. And like it, enjoy it. It builds deeper rapport. And it makes that person feel now that they've got to return the favor somehow, but they're not interested in you in any way, so they can't return the compliment on the things that your house isn't there. They can't ask about what you're doing. Well, they could. And so sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. And so it builds up in their head as the conversation goes on that they have to reciprocate in some way. And it may just be that one extra phone call you need them to take. It may just be that conversation with their spouse that you need them to take to get that transaction going. This is making sense? Excellent. So now, free giveaways. Things you can give a seller that make them think about you just a little more, that make the law of reciprocity start. Keychains, right? You know what they need for sure? And this is so gimmicky and it sounds so silly, but keychains. Because they own a house. They own keys, and you go with a keychain with your brand on it, and a caring message, we want to see you smile, like McDonald's, right? Like something on there, something caring, so they remember something about you, right? Depending on your demographic, depending on the time of the year, we call them pop buys. Brian Buffini's the one who really made this popular. You stop by with ketchup bottles around 4th of July, right? It's 4th of July, people are going to be having a party with a little label on it. The pop buy is so powerful. Peeps around Easter, right? Easter just passed. So Peeps, the little chickens, the marshmallow chickens, you go around just taking care of my peeps, right? It doesn't take that much to stop by a property you want to buy. It doesn't take that much to stop by and visit your peeps, right? Just stopping by, visit my peeps, just checking up on my house, right? What do you mean your house? Well, I'm going to buy it from you, aren't I? I'm the one you're going to sell it to. Of course, right? Yeah. Well, you're too cheap. Well, I wasn't too cheap to bring you the peeps. Just saying, if you want a price, send it my way. Let me know what you want for the house, and maybe we can work it out. Just little conversations. These are your friends. The people I buy real estate from, I love. Like, I just hang out with them. I love them. Even when we're arguing at the negotiation table, we're still joking. We're still having fun. Ron Bowling, remember our closing with Joe on the 11 units? Ron, you there?
Yeah.
How did that go? How was that closing?
That was very friendly. Everybody liked everybody.
And we negotiated seller financing. We dropped the price down $150,000, and at the end of the day, he didn't deliver on evicting a tenant, but we had fun.
And we walked away from closing with $1,000 in our pocket.
We did. We walked away with money. We walked away from that transaction with money, and it was, thank you, Ron. You can go back on mute, go back and build a website or transact something. So in that transaction, even though it got really tense, there were some points that we were negotiating. We had built such a good relationship that it was, sure, whatever, no big deal. And so we won. We walked away with some money, right? But we walked away with seller financing. We walked away with a lot of options that really improved our financial situation on that deal. And so having those little rapport pieces in the beginning, you never know where you're going to call those gifts due, right? And I still got a relationship with a great developer. He's a developer in the city, Westport. So you never know what we may want to do down the road. Those are just some of the simple gifts. You get the magnet, obviously. Realtors are good at this. They've all studied it. And if real estate investors just went that little extra step, we're not talking expensive stuff, guys and gals. Like, this is cheap, right? The next level is those phone calls. The phone calls that you're like frustrated about taking, like scared, anticipating, like, oh my God, I don't want to make the call. Like, what are they going to say to me? What if they don't like me? Go on the call thinking you already like them. Get on that call with the belief system that you like that person. Just jump on, smile. I don't care if they can't see you. Just jump on and smile with the belief system that, hey, this person wants me to call. And jump on ready to deliver a reason for them to like you, right? Jump on. If you Google drive by the house quickly, right? Just Google drive by, click, click, click. Hey, I really like the red porch out there. Did you do that yourself? Yeah, oh, cool, excellent, thanks. Well, great job. Yeah, I really like it. Beautiful house. And I know you want to stay there forever, but at some point things may change. Let me know. Hey, by the way, I'm going to go for a walk this week. Do you want to join me? Right? It's COVID-19, so we're going outdoors to do activities. Or I've got a Zoom call I'm jumping on for people in the local community who are just talking about some of the concerns, some of the restaurants. Would you like to be, I think you'd be somebody who could participate with me to do that. Maybe find different ways that we can help some of the local businesses. It's not a charity, it's just a conversation that we're having. Look, it's me. So Darina is clearly logged into my Zoom account, so there's me on that side, I'm over here. You guys are lucky, there's 2 of me today. 3 of me. Not bad. That's a gift. There you go. I'm giving gifts already. Continuing through the phone call, like the phone call should be so exciting to you, right? My sellers, when I call, they're excited to hear from me because they know that my time is valuable. They know that I'm not making calls for no reason. I'm calling because I genuinely care about them. There's a conversation that I genuinely want to have. So your conversations with your sellers are not about them just selling the house. It's about building a relationship, right? The only time that I would say that you don't have time for this is when your list is bigger than 500 people. If you're out there and you're wholesaling and it's just a numbers game and you're just banging through 10,000 numbers or 100,000 numbers, then yeah, you don't have time for this. You don't have to build rapport. You don't have to go deep. But if you're committed to a location, like me, Aaron, Ryan, Mike, Chris, Ron, everybody I can see on the front of this page, Melanie, Emily, John, Doug, Roger, Amy, George, Haley, Trent, Mitch, every single one of you is committed to a location that you want to own in, well then relationships matter. Now it's time to go deeper in the relationship because you can't chance the burning of that relationship. Does that make sense? So the list can be smaller. You're not a wholesaler if you're looking to buy rental property. If you're looking to be in an area for a long time, relationships are much more important than just turning and burning those phone calls. If you're only calling 100 people a day, but you remember those people, if you're only calling 100 people a week, but you remember those people, they remember you, getting a great CRM, typing in the notes, asking for personal information that only you would know about. Those little, creating things only you would know about. Little jokes, little one-on-ones about their porch, little one-on-ones about the conversation, the way they talk in the conversation. Those little pieces, laughing about it the next time you jump on the phone, building those deeper relationships, complimenting them, making them feel better every time you call. These are anchors and hooks that we're putting into the conversation. Terry is a master NLP practitioner, right? We're setting anchors with triggers and hooks that allow somebody to feel an experience, right? As soon as they see your number, it's, you know what, I want to answer this because 1, they're respectful of my time. They're on and off the phone quickly. 2, they empower me. Every time we get on the phone, they empower me and make me feel better. 3, it's entertaining. They're funny, they're jovial, but they're, again, respectful and they get off the phone very quickly. Time scarcity. They're showing me that their time is valuable and they're respecting my time. And so they're on and off the phone, but the experience is like a kick in the face. It's like, woo, just a big smile for somebody you haven't seen in a long time. And so when your number shows up, it's, man, yeah, hold on, honey, I've got to answer this. Turn the TV down. This is Ryan McGovern, right? This is my boy who's been calling me. He calls me every single week, and I get excited about the call because it's short, it's sweet. Maybe it's just a text, but it's just a quick little response. Yeah, Ryan, no, everything's good. I'm just watching TV with my husband. Oh, cool. What are you watching? Oh, wow, do you guys do that all the time? Is that one of your favorite shows? No, it's his show. All right, okay. Hey, I just wanted to call and say hi and say thank you for always answering my phone. I really appreciate the relationship we have. And hey, by the way, if you ever change your mind, you want to sell your house, I'm the one, right? Yeah, you're the one. Don't worry. Hey, I'm holding you to it. All right, hey, have a great rest of your morning. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And you're on and off the phone. But you're taking a note about what that TV show is and who liked that TV show so that the next time she answers, or the next time he answers, you've got an added element to that relationship and you can pull it back. And you're learning more about them and they're seeing how interested you are in them. They can't help but be interested in you. Every single time you're building the relationship in your network, right? In your 200-300 houses that you're looking to buy, the 500 houses area that you're looking to buy, you're building a deeper relationship. At some point, they're gonna ask you, hey, how can I help you? Look, I'm not gonna sell my house. I love my house. I'm gonna be here forever. I'm not gonna sell it, but maybe Susie down the street, I noticed her grass is getting a little tall. right? You know, I know the old lady who lives on a corner, her husband just passed away. I know it's kind of dark, but I think that she mentioned she's going to have to move. You know, maybe you should call her. Oh, thank you so much. I don't have her information. Do you have her information? Do you think, or maybe you could ask her and text me her number, and I would reach out to her. I mean, maybe just ask her permission, see if it's okay. You know, I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to be respectful for her, right? This conversation is making sense, right, guys? Law of reciprocity is everywhere in your business. It's everywhere. On your websites, we call them lead magnets, right? We give my book away for free on the website because I want your contact information. I want to have more conversations. I want to be able to send something else. Give, give, give. The idea is as I give, eventually you're going to find something and say, you know what? I want more of that. We're giving in order to be able to work with you further, right? This whole mentorship program, for my mentors, throw your hands up if you're in the mentorship program. Where are my mentees at? Yeah. Ryan's in there too. He's just like, he's chilling right now. So we got a bunch of champions. Every single one of you is in this to grow yourself and grow the people around you. Don't fool yourself. Being a millionaire is not selfish. It's not a one-on-one thing. Being a millionaire means helping a lot of people. And good morning to everybody on Facebook and Instagram Live. Being a millionaire is all about helping other people. We just went through the process. You can't get rich without giving something away. You can't get $1 million without giving $1 million worth of value to somebody else or many somebodies. And here's the deal. It's either a quantity game or it's a quality game. Some of the transactions I've done have been massive. You know, 150,000, boom, that was what I got to take home, right? Some of them have been small, $5, $10. You know, they bought me a drink, right? Okay, there you go, you bought, whatever. But no matter what, either you're doing a ton of quality or a ton of quantity. Not a ton of quality, just a few quality. And then a ton of quantity. You look at your business, are you doing luxury rentals? Are you doing what we're doing? Are you doing blue-collar workers? I love my blue-collar workers, but I've got to get about 3 times as many of those tenants as they do in Boston, right? So we're in a quantity business. We have to increase the amount of units we have in order to make the amount of money that we want to make. Whereas in Boston, it's just add one more, right? Turn a basement into a unit. Bam, there's an extra $3,000 or an extra $2,000. There's options when you're thinking about giving more to other people. So in your marketing, give more. In your sales, give more. Don't be afraid. One of the things that I see a lot of real estate investors do is they're afraid to give their information away to other real estate investors. What I have found is that the way to expand my business was partnering with other people. Ron is a business partner, right? The coaches in the room, I look at all of you as strategic partners, every single one of you. My mentorship members, everybody in the Alchemist mentorship program, you are strategic partners. Every single one of you is working with us together somehow to increase the brand, increase the amount of people that are in, increase the amount of deal flow, increase how the community feels, right? When I get into this room, having my mentorship members, having my coaches, I'm more lit up already. We get on a little early. We hang out a little early, and we just hang out and get to feel each other's energy, and that amps me up for this meeting. Before that section, it used to just be me and Ron, which was cool. But imagine, now we've got 14 extra people jumping on, and we're just hanging out for a little bit, rising our energies, feeling each other, experiencing that awesomeness of friends, of camaraderie, people on the same path. Sometimes the transaction is just, yeah, we're doing the right thing. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go build another millionaire. Let's go build 100 millionaires together. Sometimes just having other people on the same journey with you is enough. Have you ever gone to the store, gone to the movies, or gone on a vacation and just want somebody there with you? You just, hey, come on, come for the ride, right? the weird little, hey, just come for the ride, right? But it felt good having that person there with you. Let me tell you, being a millionaire feels way better when your friends can afford being a millionaire with you, right? The vacations we go on, the activities we are part of, like we go to a lot of success events. For me, being successful means I'm paying for higher level coaching, right? One of the things that I love about making the money that we make is I can go and afford the coaches that are really freaking cool, right? I can afford the coaches I couldn't afford before. I can learn the level of stuff I couldn't learn before. It's like an unfair advantage that we get as we make more money. We can go and take it and reinvest in ourselves. And so, like, that's what being, like, I want to be able to go to those courses with the people that I really like. Does that make sense? One of the coolest things that I've been able to do, Amy McMurray's on here, right? One of the coolest things I've been able to do is take some of my local community and go and visit my coach. And I go to this training anyway. I love going to this training. Terry goes to the training with me as well. And we meet up every 2 months, and we get to go to these trainings. And I'll be interviewing my coach, Paul Fink, this week. So he's one of the last in the line of Alchemist Insights podcast for this year. Trent was actually on, so if you haven't seen that episode, you got to go check it out. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. But Trent Reynolds was on there, and we were killing it, just having conversation, having fun. And then we had our little guest, Mitch Durfee, came in like 5 minutes to the end. He's the one who introduced us. And right at the end, he's like, hey guys, yeah, my Amex card, by the way, Trent's awesome. Did you notice? Yeah, we just hung out for like 45 minutes. I realized how cool he was and how much he's done in his life. Multi-millions in just being a decent human being, just being a great person and building relationships with sellers and buying really big deals. They're human beings. The people who own the biggest stuff are human beings like you and me. And they just want that little bit of respect, that little bit of care, that little bit of concern. So that said, the mentorship program is still going strong. What's cool is today is part of our mastermind. So who here is a member of the mastermind? I know there's a few of you on here. So the mastermind is a little different from the mentorship program. The mastermind is every 2 months we get together and we dive into each other's business. It cost $1,000 back then when we were setting it up. Now it's $2,500. I'm not selling it today because right now we're full. It doesn't make sense to bring any more people in at the moment, but eventually we'd like to. And so the mastermind, we meet every 2 months. It's an exciting experience. We're pulling people out of we're spending 10 to 15 minutes on their entire business. The entire mastermind is doing it. This is the first time we're doing it via Zoom. So I'm excited for it because we just did Paul's mastermind. I know it works. I know how to manage it. And I was concerned about how we were going to do this without the room, the energy, the being able to look at somebody and listen to their problems. And if they cry, being able to, get to that person without physically being able to touch them. And so we were able to experience that through Paul. So having a coach who teaches you how to do things is very helpful. So the mastermind today, I'm looking forward to you guys at 12 o'clock. That will be a different Zoom meeting entirely. But before that, I will sell a little bit. If you're not into selling, if you're not into hearing about the mentorship program, now is the time to log off. I'm 100% okay with that. If you're in the mentorship program and you're thinking you might at some point sell something to somebody this week or next week, you may want to pay attention to the sale. This is how I give and receive. Does that make sense? Yes? Everybody wants to hear how I sell? Very good. So first, I'll start with a compliment. I started earlier. You're in here because you're somebody who wants something more. You're different from everybody else. You're a special person with a special dream. $1 million is not small thinking. This is the sort of thinking that only future millionaires can think. Right now you're thinking, okay, I do agree with you. What are you getting at? Because I'm pulling too hard in the compliment, you can feel that. Does that make sense? Yes? Excellent. It's a genuine compliment, my friends. And you're going to see as I'm going through this, because I'm explaining what I'm doing, it will feel unauthentic. And so you'll have this bounce back and forth. That's okay. Trust me. It comes from an authentic place. That's a qualifier, bringing it back in. Does that make sense? Yes? Fun. So, everybody gets value when I pull back the curtain on what we're doing here, right? Everybody in here understands that you're in this to learn the law of reciprocity. Everything that you do in your business has to give. And so even in my sales pitch, I'm teaching. Even in the sales pitch, I'm going to give the entire way through. Is that cool? 52 weeks of wealth, baby. This is law 15, law of reciprocity. I love it. So because you're somebody who's super successful, and the world may or may not know about that, because if you didn't have the $1 million already, it's only because the world doesn't know how amazing you are. We want to create more awareness around your gift, more awareness about your skills, around what you're capable of doing. And in order to do that, we have to pull out some of the blocks that are blocking you. That may be skill set, it may be a skill set you're missing, and maybe knowledge that you're missing. It may be just the connection of a relationship that you're missing that will create that ability to get to the $1 million. In order to get to the $1 million, there's only 3 things that you could be missing. 1, it's a skill. 2, it's a person. Or 3, it's money. And since the object is money, it couldn't be that one. Does that make sense? You're either missing a skill or you're missing money. And skills can be acquired. Skill or people. Skills can be acquired and people can be acquired. This room right here is proof that people can be acquired. This is human capital, a room full of human capital. We get that? Yes? Skills can be acquired because we're learning a skill as we speak. Everything I've spoken about, you've received and retained. It's recorded. It's on Facebook Live. Oh shit, it's not Facebook Live. I should put my sale on Facebook Live. That's a fun one. Nah, we'll keep it off. This is just for you guys today. I'll put it out later. It won't be live. So we have in our minds now the value, right? We understand that something has transpired, either skill or relationship. In this room, there's money. There's money right now in the skills that you're learning to go out and give more. What I've just delivered is a reminder of reciprocity, the reminder of a gift. Does that make sense? That little sentence goes back and says, hey, by the way, just in case you didn't notice, I gave you something. There was a package already delivered. A lot of times in a relationship, people don't understand that somebody was giving something the entire time, and so it's just a matter of context and phrasing it. And that's what that section is. Moving forward with the sale. So if you're interested in getting to the next level, you probably want to work with somebody who's already done it. And you probably want to work with somebody who enjoys teaching, enjoys learning. Here's where the law of reciprocity clicks in working with anybody. I'm looking for help. I'm looking to build 100 millionaires. And in order to do that, I need people who are motivated. I need people who are looking to get to the next level. I need people who are looking to not just receive the gifts of becoming a millionaire. I know, I see when people get fired up. I need someone who's looking to actually give the gifts of being a millionaire. Somebody who's looking to go to the next level and take other people with them. It's not easy, the mission that we're bringing you into, but it is worth it. And the people in the lives that you're going to change are going to compound over time. It'll be many, many people. Starts with 100, 100 raises another 100, that 100 raises another 100. Me and Ron did the math. In 20 years, 1 billion people could be millionaires because this group is going out committed to raising 100 millionaires. If you're interested, it's extremely expensive. That's the qualifier. If you're interested, it's extremely expensive for people who aren't looking to get richer. For people who just want to hang out and just, get by and have the $1 million drop on their laps, it's a big investment. If you're one of those people, though, who really wants to do what it takes to become a millionaire, who's willing to do whatever it takes to become a millionaire, then it's a very cheap price, right? $1,000 comes and goes every single month, every single one of you is making it. I know you're making $1,000 because it's bare minimum. It's just, that's what rent is, right? That's what we charge for rent, $1,000 in a month. You're paying that 12 times a year. Some of you are paying 3 times that a month, 2 or 3 times that a month. But, $1,000 is a lot of money for 8 weeks of intensive training with a group like this. 8 weeks of having to commit to taking in the right knowledge, 8 weeks of activities, 8 weeks of doing the right things, 8 weeks of habits, powerful habits that'll move you forward. It's a lot. And so for some people, it's not the money that stops them, it's the amount of time and energy that they have to put into it. It's, can I commit to 8 o'clock on Monday? See, as I'm going through the sale, guys, I'm letting you know what I'm selling. I don't have to go and tell you what times it is because I'm doing it as we're selling. Does that make sense? Excellent. It's 8 o'clock on Monday. Every Monday we get together, whether you like it or not, tired or not. In fact, we ask that you dress appropriately because you're champions. Millionaires dress right when they get together. Is that right? Future millionaires are aware that the money is actually theirs already. It's on the way. And so spending that $1,000 is just a reinvestment in what they already know is coming back. And so what I'll offer now is the opportunity, if you're interested, to join it. I'm only looking for serious people. I'm only looking for people who are looking to take their lives to the next level. If you're not interested in taking your life to the next level, that is 100% namaste. I appreciate you. Namaste right here, getting to the next level, right? But if you are interested in getting to the next level, look, I'm interested in playing. I'm interested in going to that next level with you. Because all I want to do as a rich person is hang out with other people who are givers, other people who are giving and giving and giving, and other people who want to build more. The most fun for me is pushing this message of abundance out into the world. There is no more fun aspect to my life than seeing other people do well and knowing that on some level I played a role in that. It's so much ego. I'm telling you, I get it. The name of the company is Walter Morello. Like, I understand that I love who I am and what I'm doing. And there's just a part that I can't stop. I can't let go of it. I love seeing people be successful. And I want to give you that gift. I want to see you do the same. So yeah, I will charge you to do that. Because if you don't pay the $1,000, you're not serious about your success. And I'm okay with not working with people who aren't serious. Does that make sense? How was that for a sales pitch? Who feels warm and fuzzy right now? Who feels like, man, if only I did that every day, I'd close every deal. Yes? Dude, it's not selling. It's not selling when you're giving. The law of reciprocity requires you just to become a better person. Just get to that next level, and the sale feels good. When I was new at selling on stage, I used to sweat. I used to get like, oh my God, like I hope they don't notice I'm selling to them. I hope they don't feel like I'm about to pull money out of their pocket. And now when you get to the other side of like true selling, like true sales, is, man, I hope they understand what I'm selling. I hope my words are clear. I hope that what I'm about to say makes sense to them. Or if it doesn't, like I'm able to pull out, like, what are your objections? Like, did I not communicate properly? Is this right for you? Is it? If it's not, then by all means, I don't want to sell it. For me, if it's not right, like I don't want to work with you. But if it is, I will do whatever it takes to make sure that you know what this is all about, to make sure you know what you're getting. Does that make sense? Take this mission, this message. I promise you next week is going to be just as valuable. I promise. This is what I do. I over-deliver, right? I'll over-promise and over-deliver. Every experience you've had with me, every single week that you've been here with me, I have over-delivered. I know because you stay on to the end, you tell your friends about it, you bring more people in. I see the community growing. I can track the success of what we're doing based on what you're doing. By your reactions, I know what we're doing. Does that make sense? In sales, the more you deliver to the right people, the better you are. Delivering this exact message to a bunch of people who are into watching football, hanging out on the weekends, drinking beers, drinking shots, getting fucked up, hating their jobs, but not doing anything about it. This message it's like falling on deaf ears. It's like, why did I even go out there and have that conversation? I have been in the wrong rooms before. There's nothing more demoralizing on the planet than being in the wrong room. Trust me. So we talked about marketing a couple of weeks ago. We talked about finding the right target market. When you're working with the right people, let me tell you, sales is not sales anymore. It's your mission. It's your moral, ethical duty to let them know how to work with you. It's your responsibility to say, hey, this is how you, if you want more, this is how we do it. This is the path. It's super simple. Just follow the path. Ron, can you drop the link in the chat? GualterAmorello.com/mentor. I have no problem taking your money because that is your commitment to yourself. That's your commitment to this program. If you put your money down, I'll put my time down. You put your money down, I'll put my knowledge down. I'll put my education down. My cell phone is available to every single one of my mentor program members. Every single one of you gets it. Every single one of you uses it. Have I ever not answered a question? No. Has every single one of you said, hey, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to bother you with questions. Dude, you're not bothering me. You're moving forward. A question means you've done something this week. I love the questions. People not asking questions, I get scared about. Right? When Amy didn't talk to me for a month, I was like, fuck, like, is Amy okay? Is she deciding she wants to be broke? Like, I don't know what's going on here. But when she picked up the phone, I realized, nope, she's still there. She's a killer. She's looking to build that million and build another million. Millions and millions, right? So the mission, the whole plan, let me, before we close this out, I want to tell you exactly why I'm looking to build Millionaires. I'm looking to build the coolest real estate investment trust that has been on the planet. 10,000 units, similar to BRG. If you look them up, BlackRock Capital, they've got some great real estate, but I'd like to build our real estate out of the underdogs, the small real estate investors, the guys with 30, 40, 50 units, just combining all across the country, 100 of us, slapping all our units together, building one really cool, not a syndication, because at 100, real estate investment trust. That's the difference between a syndication and a REIT. So as we're building our portfolios, slapping them all together, once it's all combined, we then go and transition out and buy really big, cool real estate down in the South. Nice, warm locations where we get to all go hang out for a long period of time, doing our business meetings, doing our summits and our masterminds and our trainings in really cool tropical locations while we're collecting checks from our tenants. Does that make sense? That helping all of you get richer eventually helps me have the coolest life possible. And on this journey, I get to have a really cool life anyway. So whether I was doing it or not, I just want more people along the journey. Part of being DISC, right? Understanding DISC, because I'm an influencer, an I, right? I's don't like to do things alone. So if I was just a D, a decisive person who makes a lot of money, which I have the D side, then it would be fine. I wouldn't bring everybody with me, right? But being an I have to have an army of people happy and excited around me at all times for my energy to stay and remain high. We get that? So it's selfish. Ultimately, I just want to hang out with better, cooler people doing better, cooler things, making the world a better place. When I say making the world a better place, I actually mean it. Like, I actually genuinely mean that. I believe that if you, as a real estate investor, build enough wealth where you can live and do whatever you want, then with your free time, you're probably going to do something good with it. You're probably going to give back to your family. You're probably going to educate them on finances. You're probably going to teach them a little bit more. Maybe you'll spend some more time with your spiritual health, your wealth, your wellness. Spend time doing those yoga sessions, meditation, getting your body in shape, right? Just that little extra. When all the money is no longer an issue, you get to look at the other aspects of your life. And so those aspects are important to me. Seeing you do those things, it's important. Does that make sense? Is it cool that I'm that selfish of a person where all I want to do is help other people do well, so that one day down the road we're all hanging out in Tahiti bragging about our 10,000 unit REIT that we're all a part of? Is that cool? Yeah. I think so too. This is why we get along. That said, for our mastermind members, you already received the link. If you're interested in the mastermind, I will be open to bringing somebody in. If there was a couple of people who didn't register, then I am interested in adding people to the mastermind. It may not be this month though. Understand that we have a couple of people who are just about to finish up, and next month we could bring you guys in. It is expensive. I am not going to deny the fact that it is. Just like my similar sales pitch, I'm doing all the same exact pieces. It is a little more money, but we're also a little deeper. We have a deeper relationship. We do a lot more. And so Mike Shine's part of the mastermind. Amy McMurray is part of the mastermind. Where else? Emily is on here. She's part of the mastermind. Ron, who else do we have? Who's on the list? There's 14 members.
Let's see here. We've also got Jennifer, Joseph, John, Mitch, Ray. Ray's here. And we got Mike, George White. He's here as well.
There he is. Looking sharp, George.
Kevin, Jordan.
Excellent. So, to the mastermind members, you got an hour. Go take lunch. Go take a break. This will be intensive. We're going 3 hours straight, 3 to 4 hours straight. Mike Shine saving the day. Oh my God. All right, Mike. Book of the week, Mike. What is it?
All right. So, book of the week is the Millionaire Real Estate Investor. And, we read books every week, 52 books, but this is more of a manual.
Yeah.
I mean, this breaks it down to the smallest steps, and it really makes becoming a millionaire easy. I swear to God, is like a manual. Just follow every single page, follow what he does, and it'll blow your mind. He's also where the terms that we use, think a million, buy a million, own a million, and
Yeah.
keep a million comes from. That comes from this book. This is just, this is gold. I can't say enough about it. And it's a manual.
I love that, Mike. It's true. So a lot of the processes, a lot of the 52 Weeks of Wealth come from books just like this. The first principle of Think a Million comes from that book. The second principle of going and building a business that's worth $1 million comes from that book. So there's 52 weeks. If you are interested in learning more about them, go to gualteramarillo.com. That is the blog. That shit is for free. In fact, the more you learn, the more you earn. I have it out there so that you can just be more aware of what we believe in, what has built our wealth, what we believe is right for the community. And those 52 weeks, me and Mike are going to start working on adding the books to it. So the blog will actually show that. But for right now, I've written 3 of the articles. I'm attaching the videos. And there's actually the list of all 52 weeks. So we're only in week 15 right now. But you can go ahead and see what we're going to start talking about. The week 16, week 17. In fact, I'll give you a little tip. Week 16 is develop a fixity of your purpose. This comes from The Science of Getting Rich. And Mike will probably be pretty involved with this one as we talk about it. But fixity of your purpose is next week. That's 15. Millionaire Wealth Principle 16 next week. Aaron Tatro, I had you on the call, man. I know you were there the whole time. Missed your face, bro. That said, Mike Shine, thank you for the book a week. Give Mike a round of applause, the golf clap, as it were. I see all the hands, but we barely hear it. Trent Reynolds, if you're interested in learning more about coaching with Trent Reynolds, Trent, can you put the link in the chat box how people can contact you? Same with Terry Wager, if you're interested in learning more about generator coaching. Mitch Jorsky, the Scaredy Cat Guide, the Scaredy Cat Investor, how to invest intelligently and cautiously. We got Doug McGurk, freedomhackyou.com. Doug, you can text him at 64600. These are all real estate investment coaches and mentors. Mike Shine, if you can put your number in there. Mike is a licensed real estate attorney, and he's also a real estate investor, so great resource if you're looking to learn a little bit more about the legality side of real estate investing. He's also a phenomenal mindset person. He loves the wealth stuff. Doug didn't get a chance to talk, but Doug is all mindset. He hung out with Tony Robbins, toured with Tony Robbins for a long time, and Tony actually told him, hey, go and build your own business, right? He said, hey, look, it's time for you to go do your own thing. If you feel it, this is the time. So Doug, Mike, if you get Mitch, Trent, if you could just share your information in the chat. Anybody who's interested in learning a little bit more about what these guys do, our mentorship program members actually get to coach with these guys. These guys are actually coaching them, giving them a one-on-one session each week. They get a different coach, a different opportunity. It's part of what we do. And here's the other side. If you want to move forward with them and do more, by all means. This is a world of abundance. I want to see each and every one of you moving through this faster, not allowing roadblocks to stop you. I am just one person on the path. I'm one mentor. You should have 2 mentors, 3 coaches, and a mastermind that you're a part of. This is what I was told 5 years ago. I've implemented it. I've not always had the right amount of coaches, but I rotate between 3 different coaches. My mentors, I have way more than 2. And my masterminds, I'm at 6 or 7. So I go a little above and beyond. But at the minimum, 2 mentors. These are people who are in your industry, who know what you're doing. You have one locally and one not locally. The local one's The local one's going to give you information locally, but they're probably not going to give you their marketing tips or their sales tips. The one who's far away is probably going to give you all those, but the local stuff wouldn't matter to you anyway. Does that make sense? This is why there's 2 mentors. With coaches, you want to coach for your health, your wealth, and your relationships. You don't always have to pay a coach, but if you want that next level and you can't find somebody around you, that's where paying comes in. That's where it makes sense to go and pay for somebody. Same with mentors. Sometimes you can find them for free in your market. Sometimes you have to pay for somebody. Whatever you have to do to be successful, I wrote the check a long time ago, and I've been writing the check, and I'll keep writing the check. Rent is due every day, right? Success is due every day. The masterminds, sometimes you build them on your own. I'm in free masterminds that I've built by myself that other people have built and invited me in. I'm in masterminds I've paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to be in. None are created equal. They're all different. I wouldn't remove any one of them right now. I've removed some in the past and to make room for new ones. And so you adjust as you go. This is development. Becoming a millionaire is not about the million. It's about who you become. And so saying that, I appreciate each and every one of you. To my coaches and to the successful millionaires who are already on here giving back, thank you so much for your gift and your donation. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for the students who are here looking to grow, the investors who are looking to grow and learn, I invite you to join us on the Mastermind wholesaling group on Mondays and Fridays. If you're not already signing up for the mentorship program, this is another free training that Dorina is running where she actually helps you do cold calling. She jumps on the phones with you. She helps you do the cold calling so you can find the sellers who are motivated. This is her way of generating leads. She's a real estate agent who works with investment buyers. So for her, if she can help you find the leads, she would love to go on the appointments and get a commission for doing that work. It won't cost you anything, it won't cost the seller anything. Is it cool that it's 100% transparent like that? That you know exactly why everybody's doing what they're doing? It's not a world of tricky sales. It's, hey, if I did something valuable for you, I don't mind receiving money. Yes? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the law of reciprocity. Have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing, and productive weekend. I am looking forward to seeing each one of my mentor program members Monday, 8 o'clock. And if you're part of the wholesaling mastermind, you're doing the cold calls, I'll see you Monday at 5. Cheers to your success. Later, guys. Good seeing you, Dave. I see you, man. Later, Elizabeth. Ray, looking sharp. Later, Mario. George White, man, you kill it every single week, brother. I appreciate you. Trent, man, you got that warm weather white shirt going. Nice. Later, guys. Bye, Emily. I'll see you in an hour. Dorina, look at you. You jumped back into the car. Not bad. Nice. Good seeing you, Alan. Good seeing you, Brian, Peter, Irene, Hadi, Namdi. Did I pronounce that right? Love the farm in the background. Samantha Shine. Quiet as always, but I know you're taking it in.
I am.
You're that silent and deadly. What was your biggest takeaway this week?
My biggest takeaway was just probably, I don't know, you gotta give to get.
Give to get.
You have to be a giver to receive. You gotta be open to receiving.
I love it.
Making those relationships with people.
Absolutely. Very powerful. Oh yeah, she tries.
Doing a great job.
That's right. Thank you. Spread the word. Stacy, good to see you. John, good to see you. Glad you guys hung out with us. Oh, Stace, I'm glad you hung out. Wander, my man, I'll see you Monday.
Alright, so this was my first time. Thank you so much for all the information. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Irene. It was good to see you here. Later, Wander. Later, brother. Stacy, now you turn your camera on, huh?
I lost it somehow. I don't know how I got out somehow, but I was still listening.
That's all that matters. As long as you're getting the value information and you're moving forward with it. Stacy, I love seeing you whenever I go visit Ron over there. I'm like, oh, there's Stacy.
Very motivating. I'm like, oh, there they go.
That's right. Hey, we're talking $1 million deals right now. We're talking big stuff, Stacy.
I see.
Well, big stuff for us. Small for some of these other guys on the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're signing off. I will see the mastermind members at 12 o'clock. Terry Wager, thank you for coming on, man. Always valuable. Appreciate you. What is it?
Got 5 on the phone.
For you? All right. Later, guys. All right. And for you, too. Look, it's not easy getting rich. It's not easy. But I'll tell you what, it's goddamn worth it. Hey, Marsha, what's up, girl? How are you? Good to see you. It's Stephanie. I didn't see you on the call, but I see you on here. That's cool. Yeah, it's not easy getting rich, but let me tell you, it is worth it. What a great life you can build when you're hanging out with good people making more money. I'm glad you were on the call. Glad we got to hang out. Fabio, we got to get you into Zoom calls, man. You gotta start hanging out with us, brother. Look at all these whiteboards. I got whiteboards on whiteboards. Like, oh, it's heaven. I love it. Whiteboards everywhere. Ron, check this out. I finally mounted my computer underneath, so now the desk can go up and down, and it doesn't, I don't have any of this, none of this stuff up top here. Nice and open. All right, I'll see you out there. Cheers to your success. Let's go make some money. We've got a lot of people to help. Later, Marcia.